Story time on Scout, our Bernese Mountain Dog, that we almost had to put down due to bloat. And I'm going to explain the different symptoms and how I knew what was happening and how to take action. Scout is 110 pounds. He's a big, large breed. Bloat can happen with bigger breeds. Growing up, my childhood dog, or when I was in college, had bloat, and it was a very similar situation, and it was very uncanny how similar it was, but I knew, having been through that experience, exactly what to do. Sunday night we came home from watching fireworks at our church, and Scout was left out. We closed off everything. He's 5 years old, so he's not a baby. We have 2 other dogs. We adopted all 3 of them in 2020. It's mass chaos in our house. It's a circus. We know it. We love it. But we left Scout out because it was super hot and he doesn't get into things usually. We got home around 9:20. We were putting the kids to bed. I came downstairs. What threw me off was that Scout came into my office with me and he just plopped down on the floor and was panting. That was a first thing where I was like, this isn't right. Then he got up and walked to the back door and he was panting and his tongue was hanging out, almost like it was numb. So my first thought was maybe he had a stroke and he seemed to be in distress. My first thought was bloat, because growing up, I was in college at that time, we had a Samoyed and it was very similar. That dog's name was Simba, came and jumped on me at like midnight, and I went to let him outside at that time, and he seemed to be in distress. He went behind a bush, up on a hill, was hiding, was laying down, wouldn't come, which was so unlike him. So fast forward to today with Scout, it was a very similar thing. He kept, you know how animals like talk to you? I totally believe they can sense things and you can sense things in them. So he was telling me he was in distress. He was telling me something is not right. So I was trying to let him out while the other 2 dogs were kind of circling him. They were confused, like, what's going on? And so I had to hold them back. Meanwhile, my husband was upstairs brushing his teeth. I grabbed my phone and I was already looking for 24-hour vet emergency clinics around us. I wanted to be proactive with that. Scout threw up something very foamy and sticky. It almost looked like slime. I let him outside and he went back to our back fence and was laying down against the fence, and I could tell he's our best listener. He's our best trained dog. He comes when I call him, typically, because he's very food motivated. Okay, so he was laying down on the fence. He was coming and I could tell he wanted to come. His ears would perk up, but he was like, I just can't. I can't. I'm hurting. Finally got him to come in by me, ran upstairs, told my husband, something's wrong with Scout. We need to take him to the vet. My husband was like, he's fine. He probably just got into something that's waited out. I said, no, we're not waiting it out. We need to take him to the emergency vet. So sent my husband, because he can handle a 110-pound dog. I was on the phone calling the vet, just prepping them, saying, hey, we have a Bernese Mountain Dog. He's 5 years old. He's in distress. I think it might be bloat. I'm not sure. We came home from fireworks, just filled her in on the story. She did all the paperwork so that by the time that my husband got there with him, they were all ready to go back to the room. He didn't have to like wait and fill out paperwork or anything like that. So the same type of thing happened with our Samoyed when I was growing up. There was something not right. We had to rush him to the emergency vet. My parents had to, pull out the credit card to pay for this surgery. I was kind of prepped. So fast forward to this point in time, it was so uncanny. The description of what happened, what I'd gone through with my childhood dog and what was happening with Scout. It was like parallel timing. So the vet came into the room. My husband had on speakerphone and we had already talked. If his blood work comes back optimal, meaning everything looks fine, that he is healthy enough to go into surgery and handle the surgery, we're going to go through with it. We have pet insurance. I'm very thankful we have pet insurance. What happens with bloat is the stomach twists, so they can't pass anything. They can't throw anything up. They can't They can't poop anything out, so it's clogged. And it is so painful. The animals that die, they die from the pain, that painful for them that they pass away. So thank God. Thank you, Jesus. I knew exactly what to do, what steps to do, because had I not had that experience with my childhood dog, I would have been like, something's not right, to the point where it would have been too late to take him. The vet said bloat typically happens with animals that are between the ages 5 and 7. That's the prime time. Obviously, when they're older, it can still happen. And we also had the option when we had him neutered to do that surgery where they tack his stomach, but we opted not to because I didn't want to do anything unnecessary at that time. But he is home, he's recovering, and we're very, very thankful. And I just wanted to share those things, that if your gut is telling you that something isn't right, believe it. Recognize the signs when your animal is in extreme distress and act upon it. Maybe even search emergency clinics and just have it on a notepad just in case, and act on it, calling ahead. All of those steps, I'm hoping, might help someone who is ever in a situation like this. We are obsessed with our doggies. We love our puppies. And so we are so thankful that he is okay and he is recovering. And I hope this helps someone. Maybe it'll plant a seed that you'll remember that I talked about something and know what to do or what to look out for.